Comes together along with the other stakeholders, assess the demand for those courses, and then identify the standards, the job roles, and the courses, and then these get operationalized. So there is a much of thought which has gone into this entire value chain of skilling, and from skilling to employment. So that is the thing. And however, may I know your name, please?
My name is Joyjit Sinha. I am working for SMI.
Okay, Mr. Joyjit Sinha. However, the way you've been asking questions, I think very soon you will be a tourist to Dubai because of the incentive which has been announced.
Ma'am, he'll not only be a tourist, he is from tourism industry, he's a travel agent, tour operator, he'll give the ticket for Dubai.
But in most countries, including in developing countries like India, you hardly have services provided exclusively by government alone. For instance, storage services or environmental services or sanitation services are normally done by people more, where the service provider gets its fees from government. There are also situations like in the education sector where you have government providing for legal courses or engineering courses which are on a subsidized basis. So how are these services, what is the status of such services provided by government under the GATS, and what are India's obligations?
So these are coming under the purview of the GATS. That means this is one of the services sector that are being covered under the obligations of the GATS. Now, but having said that coming under the purview GATS, that does not mean that it's automatically becoming binding or it is automatically there are some kind of commitment. It depends upon in that particular sector what is the commitment that is taken by a particular country. For example, like you're talking about the sewage treatment services. So in that service, India has not taken any commitment. So in that case, even if there are government service provider and there is a private service provider, the government is no way obliged to do anything or to give some concessions or some kind of liberty to some of the foreign service providers.
I will just add on this. See, I just wanted to clarify, since it came from the Commerce Department itself. For these services, as on today, there is no binding commitment. But under FTA now, we are negotiating. So depending upon where the service provider has the capacity and what we can leverage in lieu of these services, we are negotiating now.
I have 2 points. So somebody asked about what are the handicaps in the way of development of tourism. Not letting out a government secret, but at times I feel that we inflict injuries on ourselves, and most of the regulations are self-inflicted. I'll just give you an example. 1990, the first ever Orchid Festival was organized at Sikkim. So Mr. Arun Lalu was the tourism minister, I was DG tourism. So I requested him to inaugurate. When he mentioned it to the Prime Minister, VP Singh was the Prime Minister then. Prime Minister said, no, I would like to inaugurate it. I said, fine. Meanwhile, we got feedback from Sikkim. There was a lot of resentment about the inner line, permit and others. So I brought it to the notice of the minister. I said, look, you will be shown black flag if you go like this. Within 24 hours, that order was withdrawn. That shows how irrational that order was. You mentioned about the need for nurses in Japan. And not only in Japan, America is deficit to the tune of 1 million nurses. Europe, another 1 million, all over Europe. Australia also has a deficit. And Japan, particularly with the aging population, shrinking population, and they only look for India. But the biggest handicap is lack of accreditation or affiliation. Can you organize accreditation from an American, from a Japanese university for training of nurses here? There will be no dearth of investment, I can tell you. Because in America, a trained nurse today gets, what's her wage? $100 an hour. And on weekend, she gets double that.
Nursing side also, if we do not take steps straight away, we will be missing out on the opportunity, because Japan is member of TPP. and TPP is the only agreement where on MRA there is an understanding among all the participating countries, 12 countries, that the recognition of one member's degree acquired in the home country will be recognized by another country. Now, which means that the Vietnam will also take huge opportunity in supplying nurses to Japan. Japan today has installed their capacity is 50,000 per annum. This is their national capacity in Japan. They have a pass out of about 90%, about 45,000 nurses pass out. And the gap, this 5,000 plus additional requirement on the shortages are being met today from two main countries, Philippines and Thailand. Recognition in Japan is a very difficult job. What we are working there for, sir, is the dual recognition degree, which means a Japanese institution making an investment here so that they grant the degree and Indian system allows that degree to be signed by both sides.
इनकी क्वालिटीज को यूज करके जैसे केरला ने किया, पूरे वर्ल्ड में हमारी केरला की नर्सेज जानी जाती है. सिमिलरली सेक्टर को हम नर्सेज के लिए डेवलप कर सकते हैं क्योंकि ये बच्चे पहले से प्रोफेशनली वेरी गुड इन स्पा, और गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया मेक एफर्ट्स टू क्रिएट अ सेंटर more colleges of nurses in this particular region.
आपने जो बात कही है और जो गोस्वामी साहब ने पहले बात कही, इन दोनों स्कीम्स के ऊपर हम काम करेंगे. क्वालिटी काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया के साथ हम एक एक्रेडिटेशन स्कीम लाएंगे जो आपकी क्वालिफिकेशन हो, यहाँ पर स्पा की क्वालिफिकेशन हो चाहे नर्सेज की क्वालिफिकेशन हो, इसको इंटरनेशनल रिकॉग्निशन पे ले आएंगे. तो जो इंस्टीट्यूशन वो एक्रेडिटेशन हासिल कर लेंगे उनको ऑटोमेटिक एक्सेस मिल जाएगा. सो आपको एक्रेडिटेशन करना पड़ेगा, उसके बिना वो क्वालिटी जो है और स्टैंडर्ड्स वो आप मेंटेन नहीं कर पाएंगे.
So we are ready for all this programs to be introduced by the government, and you give us the syllabus, the accreditation. We
will bring that.
Yeah. Similarly, जैसे सर तमिलनाडु गवर्नमेंट करती है, एम्प्लॉयमेंट खुद ही करती है, तो ऐसी एम्प्लॉयमेंट्स इन स्टेट्स में खुद ही गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया करे या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स करे, जो एक्सप्लॉयटेशन ना हो बच्चों का इन चीज़ों. थैंक यू सर.
Thank you very much, sir.
इंडिया के साथ भी हम निगोशिएट कर रहे हैं स्पा वर्कर्स के लिए, लेकिन इसके लिए एक्रेडिटेशन स्कीम के लिए वी विल टॉक इन दी लेटर सेशन.